When we first moved into the property, we thought this was our dream come true.
Well, 12 years ago, this place was one of the most beautiful places you could ever come to. All the lawns, everything was mowed nicely, people's yards were looked after, people were friendly. If you had a problem, everyone would jump in to try and help you out.
Yarloop, Cookernup and Hamel are towns in WA's beautiful southwest region. But some of the locals say where they live is making them sick.
Constant sickness, constant sore throats.
If it hangs around, you just notice that your nose is sore, your eyes are running, very photosensitive, and then there's others that are really quick things. You know, they're there and then 10 minutes later they're gone.
Each year I feel as though I'm getting worse and worse, and I feel my health inside getting at a lower stage. I'm at the stage where if I don't go now, another couple of years they'll be taking me in a pine box.
They all live within 10 kilometres of Alcoa's Alumina refinery in Wagerup. The refinery produces alumina, a product that is used to make aluminium for things like soft drink cans. It's extracted from bauxite using caustic chemicals. Western Australia is one of the largest producers of bauxite in the world. And Alcoa is one of the largest producers of alumina in the world. It has 3 plants here in WA: Wagerup, Pinjarra and Kwinana south of Perth. Today, the Department of Environment and Conservation released its latest report on the emissions that come from the refinery. And there's some disturbing evidence. Robert Atkins is the Deputy Director General of the DEC.
The reports that we're putting out this week validate, if you like, or describe with the radar imagery how the plume behaves and how it comes to the ground level and how that relates to community complaints. So in terms of comfort to the community, it demonstrates the validity of their complaints, if you like.
Researchers used high-tech laser technology to monitor the airborne particle emissions from the refinery and air sampling in the surrounding area. The key findings of that report prove that plumes of chemical smoke are being dispersed to the ground level up to 10 kilometres from the refinery.
Alcoa did take measures earlier, I think it was 2002 or thereabouts. They raised the stack to try and disperse the pollutants further, but in fact it seems the outcome of that was actually to affect more people because the pollutants got further away from the plant.
The report also proves that on colder days, those plumes are more concentrated.
Especially this humid, still weather. I mean, we've got a bit of a breeze at the moment, so it's not so bad, but when it gets still in this humidity, it just clings onto the water molecules. You can taste it in the air.
And it burns your nose.
It's like cement mixed with copper.
Air monitoring results indicate high levels of emissions are coming from the southern part of the refinery, forming clouds of smelly fumes. Also, back in August last year, a major plume settled on Yarloop and the surrounding area, resulting in dozens of complaints. But the most damning finding is that Alcoa is not doing enough to reduce emissions from its refinery.
There needs to be a review of the odour management plan that Alcoa has in place to abate odours so that people aren't adversely impacted by the odours.
Kim Horn is Alcoa's Executive Director of Health and Safety.
This refinery is now, probably the cleanest refinery in the world by a long way. So between the community input, the government and ourselves, we've done an enormous amount of work.
According to Alcoa, there are no safety concerns, just perception problems with the smells that the refinery creates. Renee Green lives in the nearby town of Hamel. She used to live in Yarloop and work for Alcoa before her son Sam was born.
I lived there for I think about 10 years before I moved to Waruna, and my mum still lives in there, and I visit her almost every day, and I've never ever smelt anything in town.
While many are happy to live near the refinery, American campaigner Erin Brockovich, made famous by Julia Roberts in her Oscar-winning film, has joined the fight. Lawyers have now signed up to 300 clients to form a class action against Alcoa. Carol and Kingsley Dyson live in Cookernup, less than 10 k's from the refinery. They say they have no choice but to leave the home they love. What's your hope for the future?
To get away, to protect the next lot of people. the children of our town to see government be responsible and regulate industry